Hello there. If we haven't met yet, my name is Leslie M. Thornton, and I never know if Facebook lives are actually started until maybe just now. My name is Leslie Thornton. I am a hypnosis for permanent weight loss coach. I am the CEO and founder of Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss. I am a registered nurse by trade, and I am an NLP practitioner, trainer, hypnotherapist, timeline therapist, all the rest. Okay, and I used to struggle and suffer with food, body, and weight stuff for the majority of my life. 8 years old was the first time that I ever became body and calorie and diet aware, and did Weight Watchers by the time I was 13, and Slim Fast Shakes, but even earlier than that in the morning, and going to the gym and working out by 13, sneaking into the gym, was a personal trainer myself in college, just always was trying to control myself, my eating, my diet, all of the rest, and to the point where it became a mental obsession. I considered myself a food addict for a long time, and now am completely free from food as the result of doing hypnosis for permanent weight loss and continuing this journey myself. So today the topic that I'm bringing to you is around self-sabotage and how self-sabotage, like what is it and why did we experience it? We have the questions that we ask ourselves, like what is wrong with me? Why can't I stick to my diet? Right? All of that cycle, that vicious cycle of why can't I XYZ when it comes to staying consistent on your goals. Okay, so first of all, I need to have you understand is that we all have something that's called the unconscious mind. Okay, so the unconscious mind is the part of the mind that is in charge of your beliefs, your habits, and your behaviors automatically. Okay, so from the first 0 to 10 years of your life is when the blueprint of your unconscious mind is laid out. So, whatever messages you got consciously or unconsciously from your parents, from your caregivers, from your school, from your religion, that all equals the way that you see and view and experience the world today, especially when it comes to food, body, and weight. Okay, so the conscious part of our mind is the part of you that is logically analyzing as you're watching this. It's what the part of your mind that you exercise in school. The unconscious mind is in charge of 95% of the results that you get in your life. Okay, so how many of you can relate to part of you, like every day you wake up and you say you want to stay consistent with your diet, and then by 2 p.m., your hand is in the chip bag and you're completely going out of control and you're self sabotaging and the scariness that that can feel. Anyone? Okay, so that was definitely my story. Every single day I'd wake up, today I'm not gonna snack, I'm not gonna have dessert, I'm just gonna have my 3 square meals, and I'm gonna be so happy by the end of the day. And then by 2 p.m., someone would offer me something, I'd be eating it, my hand was in the chip bag, and I'd be terrified. Why? Because I genuinely wanted to stay consistent on my diet plan, and these behaviors were happening automatically. All right. And this made me feel like I was an addict. I can't control myself. What is wrong with me? I'm a failure. I have a journal that's probably not too far from me right now. Sometimes I pull it out where I was in a black and white notebook writing, what is wrong with you, Leslie? Why can't you stay consistent? This is awful. It was terrible. And this was decades of my life that this went on. Okay, so self sabotage is happening actually in the unconscious realm. It's not your fault that you're experiencing this. Okay? It is not your fault that this happens. It's not. This is something way more powerful than you. And luckily, we have found today through neuroscience that hypnosis is actually an awesome tool that actually communicates with this super powerful part of your mind so that you can be aligned, so that both parts of you can say, I want to have a lean, strong, and healthy body. I want to stay consistent on my goals. I want to eat moderate portions at meals. And then it just automatically happens versus it being an uphill battle, strain, struggle, everything hard that it can feel like. Okay, so the function of self sabotage is to actually keep you safe. Okay? Because the unconscious mind's job is to keep you safe. The unconscious mind's job is to keep you safe. And so it actually feels in times of stress or after maybe you have put your body through some scarcity because you've been being good all day and not eating throughout the day too much, then your body is going to, your unconscious mind is going to sabotage you because it feels unsafe, and it's like we need to make sure that we're getting enough food. All right? So this is like primal instinctual functions that happen. It's not something about willpower or self-control at all. Okay? So when you are eating off your diet or food plan and self-sabotaging unconsciously, it's because your unconscious mind is trying to keep you safe. Okay? This can be very frightening, right? Like I would be in a panic when this would happen because I literally felt like maybe there's like another, not really, but like entity that is like causing this to happen. Like it just felt like this awful, awful thing. And again, it kicked up these voices inside my head of what's wrong with you? You suck at this. Why can't you get your SHIT together? Right? Just that. And so it can feel very frightening. And then when that voice kicks up and we start being hard on yourself, that's also when your unconscious mind is trying to protect you and will help you to numb away that pain. Okay, so it will then you'll crave a drink of alcohol, or you'll crave something sweet, or you'll binge, right? Or you'll just eat off what you planned on eating. This is all a function of that same thing. So that's when it ends up being this vicious circle. Okay? Because it's like you have good intentions, you don't follow it. The negative mental chatter about yourself kicks up. That feels painful, so you numb out of that. Right? How many of you can relate to you are upset with yourself because you ate too much and then you're eating as a way to deal with the upset? It doesn't make any sense, right? But it's what we do. And that's what leads to these other stories of I can't control myself. I'm an addict. This is ridiculous, right? Like all of that stuff. It's real. It's real, and it's not your fault, and there is a way out of it. Okay? Common reasons for self-sabotage is simply just growing up. And this is like all human beings will have a flavor of this. So it's not like whatever. There's some aspect of you not feeling loved, appreciated, understood, cared about, listened to, right? And when that happens, when you never felt like you got a safe place to express, to emote, to feel safe in your vulnerability, then what we do is we go internal with that, we internalize that, and that energy still feels painful and it needs to go somewhere. And so that painful energy, we got smart at some point in our lives and learned that food numbs away that pain. And all human beings' job, and all human beings want, is to avoid pain. And so we did the easiest and fastest thing to get out of that pain. So innocent. And yet this is the thing that's also causing us so much pain, which is why this is this big self-sabotage cycle. So we need to support you in how to actually feel the pain, move past those challenging emotions so that you can feel the freedom of getting past that and then being able to take a deep breath and be like, okay, I feel okay today. Like, what do I want to do? Like, get you back into the present moment and back into your day versus just in your head spiraling around and around of what you did or didn't do and how, what diet am I going to do next and how am I going to stay in control tomorrow, and just like never ever having that relief from all of that. Okay, so the way to get past this, like I'm starting to say now, is to practice emotional mastery. We as human beings in school are not taught how to be with our emotions. We are not taught that life is stressful and that stress isn't a bad thing. We're not taught with how to best equip ourselves with how to actually feel the pain, how to actually feel safe enough to express ourselves, to feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to ask for help, to be a human being, right? Most of my clients are very successful business owners. And the reason you became that way is because you are so good at numbing away and stuffing emotions, right? Because there really isn't a place in the work world for emotions, right? There's not really a safe place for it. So you got good at it because you didn't have that space as a kid and you had to cope by yourself with food, with alcohol. Not wrong or bad, it's made you who you are today. And I talk about two types of success in this world. There's the type of success like, say, tragedies like Robin Williams, where obviously, he had to do drugs to get himself to feeling okay. And so he got to a high level of success, but in order to get there, because there's always challenging emotions when you're going after success, he had to numb away the pain with drugs. So that's a non-sustainable way to be successful. A sustainable way to be successful is that you also learn how to healthily manage those stressors and those feelings along the way while you're still going after your goals in a super powerful way. For whatever reason, I always think of Meryl Streep. She just like embodies this woman that she's very successful, but she also is a role model of just like a way to elegantly hold yourself and walk through the world with confidence and also like not ego. It's just like I just feel like that's the way that she is. I don't know everything about her, so if I'm totally wrong, you can let me know that. But that's the representation I have of that. Okay, Marilyn Monroe, like she died tragically. She had a high level of success, but she obviously had some demons in the background, right? And I know for sure that if you have that level of success and you have not done emotional mastery, you haven't learned how to reparent yourself, how to heal that inner child in you that still feels scared or unsafe based on events that happened in the past. All of us have some of this. It's just human. Then we're numbing it away. It's coming out in a different form, which could look like self-sabotage. It could look like not being able to stay consistent on your diet. And it could look like there being a lot of inner turmoil happening in the background. And I don't want that for you anymore if you don't want that. So drop in the comments below, was this video helpful for you? What are you taking away from it? Are you on the path of the first type of success where it's self-sabotage, or the second path of success? Do you already have emotional mastery tools? Have you learned how to do reparenting things and address your inner child stuff? Would love to hear from you either way where you're at. And my team and I will be in here supporting you however we can in the comments. Have a great day. Talk to you again soon.